Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So I have my crystal ball off to the side. I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. If you are interested in subliminals, overnight affirmations, or meditations, definitely check out the other channel. I have a link in the description box. Today I've posted a video that is the psychic ability subliminal, and that's actually something that I use. I created that, and I use that regularly. So if you're interested, check it out. And let's see, members, you have a collective message that posted today. So with that, taking a step aside, and allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay, I'm seeing a balloon, and this balloon, it's leaving a hand. I'm hearing hand that binds, so something that is holding us back in some way. Okay, so there's like this weight or this energy that's being jettisoned. It's like being released, and meanwhile the focus is on this balloon. It's something that's expanding, and it's like, okay, filled to capacity is how I heard that. It's being filled to capacity, either physical, mental, emotional capacity. Okay. Ooh, my stomach is growling. Oh, that's going to happen this whole reading, I know it. Here we have co-create, and we have happy. So I like these cards. It's being followed by peace, though, so there's probably, okay, and change in the wind. Okay, so there's a situation here that's probably taking place, especially between the hand that binds being jettisoned and then the peace card. There's probably some sort of conflict that's recently taken place. This is in a situation that actually makes you quite happy, whoever this message is for. There seems to be something that's being co-created here. It's kind of funny. This is cute. It's like the bottom is the egg. This is the love child of the owl and the leopard here. So when we talk about the leopard, or the cheetah, I'm sorry, this is really about speed and strength, right? How fast is something going? What's the quickness with which things respond to us and manifest? With the owl, this is about wisdom, understanding that it's not always about speed. It's not always about rushing things. Here with this egg, that can't be rushed, right? It's a process. It's going to develop and emerge when it's ready. So there's something here that, you know, there may be a little bit of a desire to get through something. There may be a desire to establish something, but what's really important here is, just like that balloon that's being stretched to capacity, there's a process that's taking place, and that process is very important. I almost feel that that process is giving way to this energy here, a change in the wind. So let's see. The wind, this is the direction that this particular balloon is flying. So for some of you, there may have been a particular trajectory that you desired something to go inside of your life, and it seems to be changing course, or it might change course from time to time, right? And not to be upset about it when that happens, not to feel a lack of security when that happens. Okay, the hand that binds is being answered by the bodacious bodock. So this is some form of self-sabotage. You know, self-sabotage is funny because it can seem well-meaning. We can feel it in a way that we mean it well, and we have the best of intentions, but there may be spaces inside that we haven't quite isolated and been able to feel our way through, right? So if you find that you have some sort of situation that you are really passionate about, you're trying to navigate it, it's not moving as quickly as you want it to, but there seems to be some sort of resolution that's needed, definitely keep an eye out for some sort of self-sabotage there. The self-sabotage seems to be coming in because of this energy, Solus. So this is the power of emotion, the power of willpower, right? How much we want something, how strongly we feel. I do want to say this too, that Solus is kind of an explosive energy. It's something that really originates within that solar plexus, right? Our confidence, our self-worth, our self-value. And there may be a situation here that has been kind of undermining that, or making that feel threatened. Sometimes Solus can also be about stability. That's why the yellow and the red being the root chakra. There's just this energy here that, you know, we mean well. We're trying to fix something, do something good, and we don't necessarily understand the explosiveness behind that energy. The Bodacious Bodok, I'm going to tell you about this card a little bit. The Bodacious Bodok is really about that. It's about the meddler. So it's someone who thinks that they're doing good things, but then they realize that they've kind of made a mess of something. So some of you may even be feeling that way, like, I can't get it right, or I'm doing something, but then all this is happening. There's a key here to this explosive energy. It's for some of you, it may not even be an explosion of energy. It might be a lack of confidence. It might be a lack of personal security that is kind of seeping into whatever it is that we are trying to co-create at this time. Here we have the Laume on the bottom, which is further clarification. And the Laume is an interesting card because she really represents some baggage. I don't know how else to say it. She represents some baggage. When we look at the Laume, she's healed in this very beautiful way, but her wings are torn. Like, those wings aren't flying. And so there's something here from a past that has definitely changed us. And it's not about being who we were before. It's about learning to grow into who we've become, right? And how to navigate that space in a responsible way. So there does seem to be some sort of change of direction that may be taking place because of that. Okay. I almost feel with that change of direction, for some of you, it's a change of priorities. Okay. Okay, and oh, I love that that's what follows it. The Singer of Transfiguration. This change of wind is moving into the Singer of Transfiguration. Again, with this co-create, something is manifesting here. We have a lot of, I know that this whole deck has a lot of egg symbols, but we have a lot here. Out of 4 cards, we have 3. We have the co-create, we have the happy, we have the peace. And all these things are potentials, right? Right now, we still have a choice in what direction we're going to head. However, if we're following the natural flow of things, this is leading us to a major transformation. Something isn't going to be what we thought it was, but it's going to be exactly what it needs to be. So this requires a very honest conversation with ourselves. Here we have honesty showing up. For some of us, one of the things that's going to transform is our honesty level with ourselves. This includes this card here, which is Sylvanus, and this is about seeing ourselves as we really are. For some of you, this isn't just seeing maybe baggage that we have that's unhealed. It's understanding how beautiful you actually are too, right? When we see Sylvanus, he's lifting this mask off of this particular fairy lady, and she's glowing, and she didn't realize she was glowing, but that's who she is. For some of you, the thing that's going to transform is understanding your own sovereignty in order to fulfill your own agency. If you're not familiar with the term agency, this is the amount of self-control that we place inside of ourselves, how equipped we are to show up and control whether we invest in a situation or into circumstances, or we don't, or we choose to, remain centered inside of ourselves. It's how we show up. So I like this because one of the things in Sylvanus is that there's a sword of truth, and that sword of truth is glowing with a green stone on the top. This is very heart related, right? So again, going back to that being fulfilled to capacity, emotional capacity, this feels like it's all very beautiful cards, right? The only card we have that's kind of iffy for me is the Bodacious Bodok, but this is where we remove ourselves from this energy, because this is someone who, doesn't necessarily understand boundaries, right? And we're moving over here into Sylvanus. It's only when we see ourselves as we truly are that we can respect those boundaries. And it's not seeing all the negative things about ourselves, though that obviously plays a part when we have to understand the things that we need to fully integrate. It's also seeing the very positive things about ourselves. So whoever this message is for, it's quite possible that you don't allow yourselves to step into an arena where you tell yourself good job, or you're very hard on yourself, or you don't allow yourself the space and the grace to see the good things about you, right? You might downplay those things a lot. One of the things about that is that when we are not expressing self-love to ourselves, we're expecting other people to express that to us. So this may be why this particular situation makes us so happy. And what's transforming here is that as we accept certain things about ourselves and as we lift that mask off of ourselves, we're able to express more love for those parts of ourselves as well. We understand how we got there. We're able to give compassion to that aspect of ourselves. And this is really what causes this change and this transfiguration to take place. Okay, let's see. Nope. Which one? Which one? Okay. Okay, so we have the architect showing up. This is kind of confirming that idea of agency. And then we have simplicity. There may be a lot of complexity showing up. I'm going to say that around Change of the Wind and the Peace card. This feels a little bit like it's our complexity that disturbs the peace, right? And we're learning how to simplify things further. I feel like someone has already learned how to simplify something, meaning maybe we've gotten rid of some fears, maybe we've, shed some layers, but those things are shedding more and more. What we have on the very bottom is Valley of the Quest. So there seems to be some sort of journey that we're on, and we understand that we're just at one phase of that journey where this sort of change in the wind is possible. I like that the very bottom card here is going to be Triumph, and underneath it is the Warrior. There's a particular type of warrior energy that is required to see this quest through, right? This is the hero's journey. So whatever it is that we have inside of our life that we're trying to co-create or that we're trying to co-create with, it feels like the hero's journey, right? The hero's journey, I like to think of it as the Eight of Cups, where we leave something or some old way behind in order to find something full of meaning. So there's something here that we find very valuable. It makes us very happy. We feel passionate about it. It's part of our quest for meaning in life, and we seem to be very keyed in and tuned in and open to transforming something here. So I think that's beautiful. Again, the highlight of this for kind of like the hey hot tip is the Bodacious Bodoc and Solace. So it's the intensity of energy that seems to be sabotaging us in some way. And so this brings us back over here to these two cards, which is Honesty and Sylvanus. Okay. For the clarification on Honesty and Sylvanus, please. Okay. And we have the Healer. So there seems to be something within our own self-identity that needs healed, the way that we view ourselves. This is one of the things that's contributing to this energy. So, where does your self-worth lie? Where does your happiness lie? Where does, for example, okay, I'm going to show these cards here. Okay. So being honest about what it is that we actually have within us and allowing ourselves to heal those spaces. So this is very much a message of somebody stepping into a greater sense of self-love, right? Understanding that this is what's required. We can only love others to the capacity that we love ourselves. And that's a really hard truth, right? That's a really tough pill to swallow. And the self-respect that you show yourself, right? The things that you think that you deserve, they're the things that you're going to give other people. And so whoever this message is for, whether this is about another person, or again, it might be about with co-create, it might be about, something that you're trying to manifest. You might be trying to attain a particular vibration so that you can sustain a manifestation that you're calling in. Or you might even be trying to work on some sort of creative endeavor. But the amount of love, the amount of energy, the amount of raw essence that you pour into it can only be equaled by your self-love, your ability to step into yourself and accept yourself. So okay, no, oh, that's such a good one too. Come here. I talk to my cards like they're puppies. Come here. Speaking of, where are the ladies? I don't know where they went. Okay, we have the Nine of Voices. So this is the Nine of Swords. One of the things that we can see when we talk about this self-sabotage, extreme emotion connection, is that there's a lot of worry. Nine of Swords is the card that is, it's very much like, you know, nightmares, right? Anxiety, the stuff that keeps us up at night. So you may find that you are the type of person to worry about a lot of things. And just remember that that is what co-creates. You're co-creating with the universe through the vibrations that you're sending out. If you're a person that worries a lot, you're creating circumstances that you're going to have to worry about, right? In very close, intimate settings, things that we're very passionate about, we can sabotage ourselves by being in that worry energy, right? It causes us to show up in a certain way, especially when soulless is at the root of that, with that explosive energy. It can cause us to be, you know, to push people away. It can cause us to cause doors to close in our face. So really understanding how to stay inside your own center, to be happy and to not worry as much, is going to be huge for somebody in terms of allowing themselves to transform something that's taking place. I wasn't really getting that there's a cycle here, but I am seeing it now, because if you even look at how I laid the cards out, there's some sort of cycle here. The number 5 is important to this cycle. Just the shape of this, it's like a 5-sided, you know, it's like a pentagon here. And so like there is 5 for me is the number of change. There may have been a lot of changes inside of whatever the situation is, or a lot of 5 is also like the start stop, right? It begins the first part of the 1 to 10 cycle, and then it marks the second half beginning. So there may be I'm going to say this, if this is a relationship, I would definitely consider that there may be some sort of trauma bond aspect to this, with that number 5 showing up there in the middle with this cyclical energy that's coming in. And that's not a statement on whether or not the situation can improve. I'm not saying any of that, but that may be something to consider, because there may be a key there in terms of this sort of energy. There may even be some codependence that's taking place here. Here with Honesty, Sylvanus, and the Healer, we have the Emperor. Again, agency, right? The Emperor is in control of himself. The Emperor doesn't give energy to things that don't need his energy. The Emperor doesn't get shaken off of his throne. The Emperor understands that he has one job, and that's to rule. And so for someone here, this is what's healing, is the masculine aspect inside of us. You may even understand that you have a wounded masculine. Maybe you are a male and you've been through a lot of emasculating sort of situations in your life. But there's something here within the Emperor complex that is trying to heal. I really like that showing up here with the Architect, because these are the two creators and we have co-creator. So whoever this message is for, you're actually in a very beautiful time inside of your life, because this is where there's an immense amount of healing that's available to you. It's part of the hero's journey, right? It's part of like the grand mission inside of your life. There may even be a situation that feels rather karmic at this time because of this. Showing up on the bottom of the deck, we have 2 of Inspiration. This is the 2 of Wands. There may be a decision that has to be made at this time in reference to whatever this is. I'm hearing take the bottom. Okay, and we have the Hermit. For some of you, you may even be having to make a decision about withdrawing, right? Withdrawing your energy from something, or doing a deep dive inside. The Hermit is somebody who spends time reflecting. So there may be a lot of reflection that is taking place at this time. If I look at this 2 of Inspirations, this is a little different than the normal 2 of Wands, right? This one here, she's like scouting the land. She's looking up at the stars through a telescope. It's like there's something she's trying to find. I almost feel that what she's trying to find is exactly what the Hermit is looking at here, right? It's that star. So there may be something that we're trying to work backwards with to the root of something. Like, why does this happen? Why is this present? Why does this energy even exist? And we may be very surprised at how far back that energy actually goes. I'm going to say this just because the 5 of Voices came out, and 5 for me, again, going back to the number 5 that's here, that's kind of like a synchronicity right now to me. And then my own personal set of symbolism. Some of you may want to examine mother wounds, right? What happens when we have a mother wound? So the mother wound is very interesting, especially when it's found in a wounded masculine energy. One of the things that we have a hard time with is we have a hard time with commitment. Another thing that we'll have a hard time with is we'll have a hard time making space for other people's emotions. We'll partake in things like emotional hijacking, right? Where someone shows up, tries to tell us, that they feel a particular type of way, and we immediately have to make it about us and, how shameful we feel or how less we feel. And so there may be some things like that going on. I'm not saying that's everybody, but I am seeing a little bit of an indicator here of like that sort of mother wound energy coming through, especially with the Lao Mei, and this being my symbol card for that. Now, those of you who aren't necessarily dealing with like an interpersonal thing, this just feels like a way that we may be stopping ourselves from doing things that we really want to do. There's an honest conversation that has to happen here about, do you allow yourself to take up space, right? Do you allow yourself to feel love for yourself? Do you allow yourself to feel like you did a good job with something? If you have something that you do that's creative, for example, and you're really proud of it, do you always find the need to criticize it, or can you allow yourself to love it? Right? Oftentimes how we treat the things that we create, it's a direct reflection on how we treat our, how we really feel about ourselves. Are you able to put the thing out and let it show up and feel good about it, right? Someone here, you're taking that mask off and you're allowing something to heal. And so that's a very big step. That's a very big step. And it's all about this energy. It's all about this energy. So whoever this message is for, this is beautiful because this is a very important part along this journey. It's very important. So I'm going to leave this here. And if this resonates with you, please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment. And until next time.